Hi, lovely. Welcome to your reading. So, you didn't have a particular question in mind. So, usually when that happens, I just kind of try and tune in and see what comes up. So, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I like to draw a card for overall energy, kind of what's around you and that sort of thing. And you got this beautiful little card. She's called Strange Valentine. And what I see here is you and your partner. So, this is a really lovely card. And the main message that's coming here is a relationship that was very healing for you from the past, given the cards that I got that we'll talk about in just a minute here. But this is kind of a reminder of how you're not alone, that you have a good support system around you. This speaks of even new love. This could be the strengthening of a present relationship. The last time I knew you were married, I'm thinking you still are. I'm not sure, but this is essentially kind of the strengthening of a present relationship to or a new love that's coming. This is just really a reminder to kind of look at your surroundings, the people who support you, and especially when it is your partner, because so often we can kind of get used to the routine of life and we tend to forget that we do have a partner there that can really support us, give us good advice, and to really turn to help us, right? So this is kind of the energy right now. So this is something that I'm going to touch back on again, but let's get started on your relationship. And also not the relationship, the tarot card. So obviously your relationship keeps coming up. So I guess this is having to do with your relationship. But one thing I do want to talk about is, before we get on with the tarot, is that this even says here that love is strange. So things aren't always, even though they may be different to other people, like this kind of talks about expectations, that maybe if you're placing certain expectations on what a relationship should be, try to kind of trace back to how things were before life became so busy, okay? Sometimes what happens, especially after kids come into the picture, it's like our relationship with our significant other really changes dramatically. It's just obviously not the same as it was, and it's never going to be exactly the same. But then again, we have the opportunity to strengthen it, right? Because now we have a bigger unit. And so this can really even point in the direction that maybe there needs to be like making the effort to make the union stronger. So trying to connect with our significant other in a romantic way that maybe we haven't really been paying attention to, just because, life gets busy. And we're tired when we have kids, and all of that stuff. Life just gets really, really crazy. So that's just something that came through for you right now. So I hope that you can take that. So let's get on with the tarot portion of your relationship, of your reading. My God, I cannot stop saying relationship. I hope that I get some feedback from you. What's going on? So here we are. So one of the beautiful things about that card that I just talked about, with the beautiful, cute little Yeti, and I see her as you here. What I'm seeing is that you have gone through quite a lot of healing, and in particular I feel like these are relationships from the past. So the relationship that you are in presently, I feel, is really something like this individual really may have healed a lot of what happened in the past. I see heartbreak, of course, that that you did do your best to heal from, and then that kind of led to you being hesitant to let new love in. I don't know if there was kind of a some kind of healing that took place due to another relationship, or something that may have not been so positive for you that you experienced. The main thing is that this individual that you're with, and I want to say your husband, has been a very healing force for you, very supportive, okay? So that is primarily what I am feeling here, and that you kind of, with this, this healing that took place, there's also something here that's telling me that you kind of you kind of took a leap of faith. You embarked in took a new direction, right? Like things just changed really dramatic for you. This is all past influences essentially that are still affecting you in the present. I want to just try and make that clear, just so you know why I'm talking about this at all. So, it's like you kind of became stronger for yourself. You became more independent. It could be that your husband helped you to believe in yourself, right? That's kind of the biggest thing. Like there's this support system around you that helped you believe in yourself. And maybe he's one that encourages you to pursue your new passions, your new dreams, what you want to achieve. It's like, a cheerleader. So this is from the past that's still going on at the present moment, which is really beautiful. You see these two birds here and the wands here. Wands always represent our passions and kind of embarking on a new path, right? So what we have here in the present, I'm feeling like this is more having to do with you professionally, because we have here the King of Rods. Again, rods, you have a lot of fire energy here going on, and this is all present. So I feel like this could be a job that's relatively new. I'm not sure what your profession is, but the fact that the king is coming up for you, it almost talks about a leadership position or one that's independent. So almost like being your own boss. These are the things that are really, I think, really important for you. Like I don't think you are a person who likes to be micromanaged, especially when it comes to your work. So this is really a position of leadership. This could be something that even your support system, like your husband and your family, really kind of encouraged you to try this and do it. And you're doing well. And the reason I say that is because you have this card here. This is the Six of Rods. And when this card comes up, it talks about, having to work through kind of the beginning aspects of when you get a new job, or even like if you were put in a position where you were either like an independent contractor or trying to make your mark in your industry. There could have been some competitive element to it, and you kind of overcame it, is what I'm saying. You're kind of making your own mark in your industry. So you're doing something that you've kind of really, you've had the success, right? By no means is it like, oh my God, you're done, you've reached the top and that sort of thing. You're still going to have to keep working hard. But I see a lot of passion. I see a lot of energy. I see a lot of drive. And so this is something that is good and something that you should definitely keep going. When the King of Rods shows up, it's just a lot of energy, a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity, a lot of passion. Like you're definitely a go-getter. You get it done, and these are all great things. So again, I don't know what your industry, what your job is, but these are some qualities that are coming up for you at this time. I don't know if you're even looking for something, like if you don't have a job like this right now, these are qualities that are coming through that you should really focus on, because it's where you're going to excel in, which is really, really great. So definitely being in a position, again, where you're not being micromanaged, where your creativity is able to, really be put out there and seen by other people, is going to be very fulfilling for you. So this is really sticking to your passions and also knowing that you have the support system around you to pursue these passions. So these are actually really beautiful cards. Again, a king is coming up. So this could be in connection with your husband, as well as that really strong support system to help you kind of continue going on this path with your career. So that's a really nice omen here that I really like. Now getting on to things coming up for you. So I don't know if you consider yourself kind of a warrior, like you tend to think of worst case scenarios. That's something that is coming up for you for some reason. And it, you know, if you have like a problem, if you're kind of creating like these worst case scenarios, they may tend to even keep you up at night. You're not sleeping well. Could be something that you're maybe experiencing right now, but something that can be coming up for you, especially if you're kind of looking at venturing in a new on a new path when it comes to your career, expanding, like business expansion, if there's something coming up for you. So I feel like you also got this beautiful high priestess. And so because she's got all of these flowers growing from her crown, not only does it represent thoughts and even the potential of beautiful creativity taking place, like your ideas are really good ones that should be really put out there, but I think sometimes you tend to hold in a lot, and even your worries, and you don't even talk to them or talk to anybody else, right? You kind of tend to keep all of this to yourself, and in the long term it creates anxiety for you. It, like I said, it can kind of like keep you up at night and worry. This could even have to do with your family when it comes to your children. You know, of course, we're always like worrisome mothers, or we can be, but this is really a message to try not to keep things to yourself, like talk to others, talk to your husband or your partner. Really kind of express your feelings is really important, because I feel like coming up for you, you may kind of go through a phase where you're just kind of keeping things to yourself more, and forgetting that you have a good support system like we had here with this original card, which really reminds me again of like you and your husband, your partner. I think that this is really important. Like, he's here trying to reach out his heart to you, and sometimes it may feel like you kind of not that you shut him out, but that you just kind of shut yourself off from the world, and you may keep things in that end up really doing more damage than good. So I think that that's just important, just to keep that in mind, to really talk and really express how you feel. Now, this is going to be, of course, in your relationship as well as in your career, just really in everything that you have a lot vested in. The main thing is to really express your feelings, communicate with others. Communication is a big thing that's coming through for you. Really, if there's something that's bothering you, talk about it, because if you don't, it's going to end up eating at you, and this is what we don't want. So really do what you can to really get things off your chest, and not then end up just worrying sick about these things that you keep thinking about. So this could be something that you're already feeling, or something that's just going to be coming up for you. It could be like a repetitive thing that happens, but it's just kind of the overall advice that I have here that's coming up for you. So I would be very curious to see if there's anything new that you're trying to do when it comes to your career. Again, you have this wonderful King and the Six of Wands. It's definitely talking about small victories. Again, even though it's small victories, it doesn't matter. You have already triumphed and come this far, which is really good in what you're doing. This is also with relationships and with your career. I just feel like relationship is a big part of it as well, but definitely career. And also look at everything you've overcome. You know, going back to these cards, there's a lot that you've been through. Like I said, there's this healing that you have been doing, and that you did do, and that you were helped through, right? You don't have to do things on your own anymore. That's really the biggest thing. And just, you know, the new steps that you took, there were risks that you took, and especially when it came to you know, your relationship, and then also with your career, there's always that risk. We don't know how things are going to end up, but I think things have turned out well based on the fact that you got this nice Six of Wands. So I think that you've really come a long way. Things are going in a really positive direction. I don't see any major things to watch for, other than to really kind of express how you feel, and kind of watch your tendency to kind of keep things inside and not really express what you really feel, even if that means, rocking the boat a little bit. Really, communication is a big thing for you right now, even if you enjoy writing, journaling, anything like that to kind of help you process is really important for you at this time and will be coming up for you. So that's just something to look at. So other than that pretty much concludes our reading. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I think that this is just beautiful that you have this great support in what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, venturing out, even if there's like a new venture that you want to do. I feel like that is something good. You always have the support, and I think that that's rare. Not all of us are, not everyone is supported in, what they want to do, and it becomes more challenging. So there's this really beautiful strengthening energy around you, which I really, really like. And again, try do your best to not keep everything to yourself and express how you feel, even your worries, even if you think they're silly. They're not, because they'll end up eating away at you. So definitely communicate your feelings. So it was a pleasure reading for you, lovely. Again, reach out if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.